Darth Vader might be the most iconic villain of all time, but his beginnings aren't so fondly remembered. From the sand dunes of Tatooine to the planet-destroying Death Stars, let's go through his live-action evolution. Animated. In Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, a young enslaved Anakin Skywalker, apparently born from immaculate conception, sports a bowl cut and dirty clothing. After having his blood tested by a stranger, he earns his freedom by winning a pod race, abandoning his mother on Tatooine to join the stranger's space cult, the Jedi Order. After the stranger dies, his apprentice Obi-Wan takes him under his wing. He's then made to wear Padawan robes and sport a braid. Meanwhile, Anakin develops a crush on Padme, the Queen of Naboo. 10 years later, in Attack of the Clones, Anakin is taller, with darker hair and darker clothes, and a longer, unrecognizable face. He is assigned to guard the now Senator Padme, and makes her fall in love with him by means of, creepy stares? Later, after reuniting with his lost mother, she soon passes away, and he avenges her by slaughtering an entire village of Tusken Raiders. But luckily, Padme is cool with this. This time, Anakin battles against Sith Lord Count Dooku and loses his arm, but he obtains a robotic replacement. He also secretly marries Padme, despite the Jedi's code that forbids love. 3 years later, in Revenge of the Sith, Anakin's clothes are even darker, his hair is longer, his face is scarred, and he has gloved his robot arm. In an effort to save his pregnant wife after experiencing premonitions of her death, he seeks help from Chancellor Palpatine, a secret Sith Lord who makes Anakin his apprentice, dubbing him Darth Vader. Now evil, Anakin's eyes turn red and yellow, and he chokes his wife Padme, ultimately becoming the cause of her death. He goes head-to-head with Obi-Wan, but loses the high ground, which results in his remaining limbs getting sliced off and being burned in lava. But he's rebuilt with a shiny, life-saving black suit, a fancy robe with a cape, and a perfectly symmetrical mask. 19 years later, in Rogue One, Vader's codpiece is large and wrinkly, his robe is above his shoulder pads, and his control panel is simplified. His helmet is less symmetrical, with a smaller breathing apparatus, red-tinted lenses, a stockier neck, and a prominent widow's peak. He attacks a rebel fleet carrying Death Star destruction plans, but they just barely escape his grasp. A New Hope features a more smudged-looking suit, with a normal codpiece and periodically see-through lenses. Vader manages to defeat Obi-Wan, and then heads into battle, getting knocked into space while chasing a young pilot, narrowly avoiding his battle station's destruction. In Empire Strikes Back, Vader is back, and this time, he's much shinier. His robe is now under his shoulder armor. His control panel is more robotic, and his helmet has a less prominent widow's peak, darkened lenses, and a larger breathing apparatus. He learns that the young pilot he chased is actually his son, Luke, and decides to turn him to the dark side, but things don't quite work out. In Return of the Jedi, Vader sports the same look as Empire, as his son invites him to join the light side. But Vader resists, and once again, loses an arm. But upon seeing Palpatine overpower Luke, Vader overthrows his master, defeating the Sith. He allows Luke to take off his mask in order to see his son with his own eyes, revealing his pale, burnt face, sometimes with or without eyebrows, and then he passes away. While his remains are burned in ceremony, his Force ghost looks on in peace. Or, in angry young angst. While this would be the end of Vader's story, his mask would appear in the sequel trilogy, guiding Kylo Ren on his own evolution. Can someone grab this guy a cow? Thank you all for watching, liking, and commenting. If you'd like to support the channel like these heroes have, check out the Patreon in the description below. And if you're strong with the light side, subscribe for more animations. Heck, Siths too. We don't discriminate.